Okay, think about this for a second. The ground underneath you, right now, feels totally solid, right? Completely still. But what if I told you it's actually hurtling through space at an incredible speed? And if that speed suddenly dropped to zero, well, it would unleash the single most catastrophic event imaginable. Let's really dig into this wild thought experiment.
So, get this. If you're standing at the equator, you and everything around you are spinning at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. That is way faster than the speed of sound. We're all on this giant cosmic merry-go-round, moving at a speed that's almost impossible to wrap your head around.
And we just take it completely for granted because it's so constant, so reliable. But what if it wasn't? What if the Earth just slammed on the brakes?
So, the big question is, if we're moving that fast, how come we don't feel it? Why isn't there a constant planet-sized hurricane blowing in our faces? Well, it all comes down to a really fundamental law of physics.
You know when you're on an airplane and it's a smooth flight? You can get up, walk around, pour a drink, and you feel perfectly normal, even though you're cruising at, 800 kilometers an hour? That's because you, the plane, and all the air inside it are moving together as one unit. The Earth is exactly the same, just on a much, much bigger scale.
And the reason for all of this is something called inertia. It's a simple, elegant idea. Stuff that's moving wants to keep moving. It's why you lurch forward when your car stops suddenly. And this one little law is the key to understanding the absolute world-ending devastation we're about to talk about.
All right, let's play this out. In an instant, the planet stops dead. The solid rock beneath our feet halts, but everything else, everything that isn't welded to the planet's core, doesn't.
Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson really didn't mince words about this. Because of inertia, even though the planet has stopped, our bodies would keep going, flying eastward at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. We wouldn't just be flying out of windows, we'd basically become supersonic human-sized bullets. And it's not just us. The atmosphere, which is also moving, would suddenly turn into a global supersonic windstorm that would scour the face of the planet, literally stripping buildings, trees, and even the topsoil right off the surface. And the oceans? Their inertia would send them surging across the continents in tsunamis bigger than any mountain.
But the destruction wouldn't just be on the surface. The entire planet would feel this. It would start to literally tear itself apart.
I mean, the sheer force of this sudden stop would send unimaginable shockwaves through the tectonic plates. Earth's crust is really just this thin, fragile skin floating on a molten mantle, and that skin would just buckle and shatter under the strain.
We're not talking about a normal earthquake here. This is a complete geological reset. Global quakes so powerful, they'd make the biggest tremors in our history look like a truck driving by. Entire mountain ranges could literally crumble into dust in minutes.
Now for one of the most bizarre changes. The Earth's spin creates an outward push called centrifugal force. It's strongest at the equator, and it actually causes the oceans to bulge outwards by about 8 kilometers. It's a huge, invisible wall of water. But if the spin stops, that force just vanishes.
So without that spin, gravity takes full control. And that 8-kilometer high bulge of water, it would have nowhere to go but down, rushing away from the equator towards the poles. The world map would be totally redrawn in a matter of hours. You'd have this brand new supercontinent wrapping around the equator with 2 new massive oceans covering the north and south poles.
And our weather? You know those beautiful swirling storm patterns you see from space? That's also a direct result of the Earth's spin. It creates something called the Coriolis effect, which is what gives our weather systems their spin and complexity.
Take away the rotation and poof, the Coriolis effect is gone. The atmosphere's circulation would become terrifyingly simple. You'd have superheated air rising from the blistering equator and making a beeline for the freezing poles, creating these permanent, unimaginably violent storm fronts where the 2 air masses collide.
Okay, so we've got the surface scoured clean, the crust shattered, and the weather gone haywire. But there's also this invisible shield that protects us, and it's also powered by the Earth's spin.
Deep down in the center of our planet, there's a spinning core of molten iron that acts like a gigantic dynamo, a massive generator. And this geodynamo is what creates Earth's magnetic field, which is absolutely essential for protecting us from all the nasty stuff out in space.
If that core stops spinning, the magnetic field just collapses. Our planet would be naked, completely exposed to a constant blast of charged particles from the sun, the solar wind, and deadly cosmic radiation. Any chance of life returning would pretty much be fried.
So let's just pretend for a second that somehow something survived all of that. What would this new stationary Earth actually be like in the long run?
Well, for starters, our whole idea of a day would be gone. The Earth would still be orbiting the Sun, of course, so now one side would face the Sun for 6 straight months, followed by 6 straight months of total darkness. One day would last a full year.
And the temperatures would be just unsurvivable. 6 months of nonstop sunlight would boil the oceans and bake the land to a crisp. Then, that same side would plunge into a deep freeze colder than anything on Earth today. The planet would become a permanent world of two extremes, one half fire, one half ice.
Thinking through this whole scenario, as horrifying as it is, actually reveals something really beautiful and profound about our home planet. That simple, constant act of spinning is like the conductor of a massive planetary orchestra. It shapes our continents, it drives our weather, it shields us from deadly radiation, and it gives us the comforting rhythm of day and night. It's one of the core reasons Earth isn't just another dead rock in space, but a vibrant, living world. And that's what's just so mind-blowing, isn't it? Our very existence hangs by a thread, balanced on these huge invisible forces all working together in perfect harmony. It really makes you wonder, what other incredible cosmic ballets are going on all around us every single second that we don't even notice?